COVID infections have spiked across Sydney as a new cluster emerges outside the northern beaches. It's triggered tighter restrictions for New Year's Eve, but Premier Gladys Berejiklian says a Sydney-wide lockdown is not needed at this stage.
A new cluster emerges in Sydney.
The health experts are calling it the Croyden cluster. All 6 are members of the same family, extended family group, and we anticipate, because of the nature of that extended family's movements, that there will be more cases from that cluster.
A number of gatherings among the one extended family have taken place over the Christmas period. 34 people associated with the gatherings live all over Sydney, including in the southwest. Fragments of the virus have been detected in wastewater in the Liverpool area. 18 cases have been recorded in the last 24-hour period. 9 are linked to the Avalon cluster and are already in isolation. 6 are in the new Croyden Inner West cluster. The remaining 3 cases include a woman from Wollongong reported yesterday and her household contact.
Those extra cases, particularly those ones that are outside of the Northern Beaches area, which we've been following for the last week or so, are a concern.
This case from Wollongong was in a number of venues and locations whilst infectious. Those details are on the New South Wales Government website. But we are concerned that there may have been inadvertent transmission at those settings.
Those include a bar and grill venue along the Opera House Promenade and an open-air screening of the movie Prom at Lady Macquarie's Chair. New Year's celebrations have again been tightened. Now only 5 people are allowed for household visits in Sydney, Wollongong, Blue Mountains and the Central Coast. Outdoor gatherings have been reduced from 50 to 30 people.
I mean, our preferred advice is that people just stay home for New Year's Eve. But if you must have people over, don't have more than 5. And please make sure you have adequate social distancing, good ventilation.
I remind people for tomorrow night, do not come into the city. We want to see people's movements restricted.
The 2-hour New Year's light show planned at Wollongong Harbour has also been cancelled. The new cluster has seen restrictions reimposed on aged care homes. Visitors are now banned until January 6 unless they're deemed essential. But the ban does not extend to regional New South Wales.
The greatest chance you have of getting the disease is from someone you know in a household setting or someone you know in a particular venue, and that's always the highest risk.
As for a Sydney-wide lockdown...
Why not do, a 10-day lockdown, say, in Greater Sydney now? There are so many cases and we're, at 150 cases really across.
Well, we don't feel that the health advice doesn't request that at this stage. The health advice is still such that we have a handle on current outbreak. I mean, obviously the Croyden cluster is concerning because there is no established link. All the other cases, there is some crossover with venues or regions that we've identified as a concern.
And the message to Greater Sydney residents:
we need to get the testing rates higher to make sure we have confidence that we have eliminated all those additional chains of transmission that may exist out in the community.
It's hoped the new New Year's Eve restrictions will stop the spread of Sydney's now multiple clusters. Kenny Heatley, Sky News.